Hello, we're Team Bronze Whale, and this is our post-mortem.
The original plan was to make a semi-linear Metroidvania third-person shooter where you can collect upgrades and fight bosses.
And in making our game, there are many changes that needed to be made. Originally, we intended to have multiple levels in each world that allowed players to unlock new weapons that would allow them the different ways to explore each level. The only real difference we had from what we originally intended is the amount of upgrades and weapons that were able to be unlocked and play with. In the final version of the game, there are far fewer weapons than we originally intended, and the levels were a lot smaller, and we had more planned, but we had to make it shorter. We also intended for there to be multiple different enemy types along with bosses, but again, they had to be cut down from what we originally intended.
The main difference between then and now is gameplay and progression. We originally envisioned gameplay progression to be much more non-linear, with more player choice. Our team planned for players to travel between multiple uniquely themed planets containing 3 levels relating to those themes, with bosses at the end of each of the 3rd levels. After defeating a boss, the player would get a new unique upgrade to use on the other planets. While we kept the upgrades in the planets, we unfortunately had to cut the bosses due to technical difficulties and time constraints. We also had to cut down the level counts. The original vision for the level count was 4 planets with 3 levels each. The level count was unfortunately shortened due to time constraints, although we were able to keep the number of planets and the theme for the planets now having 1 to 2 levels each. Alrighty, thank you for your time.
The core gameplay loop revolves around running around and shooting enemies. As you go through each level, you'll gain more upgrades to give you more ways to run around and defeat your enemies, along with another system to increase the damage that you do from those systems.
By hosting meetings on who will specialize in what tasks, as well planning our levels and who would design each level, we were proactive in our ability to assign responsibilities and spread our work in a way that no one else felt overwhelmed on the team. Some of us shared roles such as level design and coding and making mechanics. Everyone else had an equal amount of work to contribute to the project and as well to make sure the project progressed smoothly and the team was on good communication during our time.
Having a system where a team is more democratic was a doom-inducing choice for our project. It caused overall idea of the game to be horribly smashed into a conglomerate of ideas. It caused the gameplay design to be confused, and it led to mismanagement of the art team. A persistent issue for the game was the lack of coding knowledge. A large portion of the team was having trouble coming up with their own code, and it wasted a lot of time fixing inefficient code practices. Lastly, another problem was a lack of creativity. The team members had trouble in coming up with new concepts.
During the development of our project, we've come to develop an assortment of skills that we found most useful this month. More specifically, we've developed skills on the tools and resources outside of Unreal Engine and used them to our advantage. Utilizing Jira and Google tools such as Google Sheets and Google Drawings helped with the planning process on the work that needed to get done. Whether it was using Google Drawings to plan out levels, Google Sheets to handle game balance, or Jira to keep track of bug fixing, these tools kept us on track as we finished up the remaining work that needed to get done. We also developed good communication with the art team, which was an essential skill otherwise. We wouldn't have gotten the art assets the way we wanted to without developing this communication between us. As a result, we have gotten amazing assets that match what we wanted them to be in the game. We hope you enjoyed our postmortem and what we had to say on the development as a whole, as well as we had upsides and downsides. We're satisfied that we've completed our game to show off to the world. Thank you for watching.